couple months later, maybe 6 months later, Denise's son Colby was shot in the back by Officer David Wells. His body camera suspiciously wasn't on. He should have been fired. He's a training officer. He's still out here harassing people, pulling them over, and even has the nerve to ask them, well, what do you think about what I did? Well, what is that person supposed to say to Officer David Wells? They can't say what they really think he did because he's gonna give him a ticket, maybe arrest him. You know, we got some bad officers out here, and if we got some good ones, if we do, because we always hear, you know, it's only a few bad apples. Well, we want to start seeing these good apples start telling on the bad apples, so that they can restore our faith in the justice system and in the police department. Because right now, how can we trust them when they let somebody shoot your child in the back, and then give him a promotion, some time off to take his kids to Disneyland? They call it paid administrative leave. We call it a vacation or a shooting incentive. So they give these shooting incentives to these officers. If you make as much as the officer makes, which isn't that much, you're probably looking for a quick way to get promoted. And we've noticed in Stockton that shortly after a killing, the officers get promoted. We have an officer named Houston Sensabaugh that killed 3 people. Then he attacked a mentally ill child of color, beat him, sicked his dog on him while he was in handcuffs. And after he did this, they didn't fire him. They settled the suit for $300 and something thousand, changed his last name, and then he killed again. And he's still out here, you know, patrolling these streets like a serial killer, hunting down children, people of color, and nobody in the city hall seems to care. You know, we went there to complain to the mayor and city hall about what was happening with the police, and they had their police officers beat the women and children with batons. And now our protesters are being charged, suspiciously only the protesters of color, by a district attorney's office that demonstrated they were racist through their Halloween party. Now we're asking the district attorney to recuse herself, and that the attorney general start charging that activists, if that's what they want to do, because we know that this office is district attorney Tori Salazar. They don't have the moral compass, or they don't even have the right after what they did to try anybody of color, let alone Black Lives Matter protesters, especially after they mocked us. You know, she hugged Dion here. She hugged her, and then she went to this party. You know, and she didn't fire anybody. Well, they were snorting allegedly fake cocaine, right? It was fake, so they say, even though nobody was drug tested. And these are the people that your children are going to have to go before if they get in trouble. You know, and who holds them accountable? In Stockton, no officer is held accountable. The district attorneys do what they want. You see our politicians, look at our last mayor. I mean, these are the people we're dealing with. And then they turn around and they beat us and make us out to be the bad guys. When all we want is changes of protocol and some accountability. And in Stockton, our politicians act like police accountability is a 4-letter word. When it's not. There's actually more letters in the word accountability, and officers in Stockton need to be held accountable. And if they were, we probably wouldn't have these situations where we were at City Hall protesting and getting beat up, because trust us, we don't go to City Hall to get beat up because we like it. And we don't go to City Hall to go to jail because we want to go there. We could do that just hanging out here in Stockton anywhere. We go to City Hall because we have serious issues we want addressed. And our mayor and, you know, the police chief, they're ignoring it. And until the community, you know, gets together and starts getting behind these 2 mothers, you're going to continue to have children of color murdered by Stockton police. And that's not a problem I have. As you can see, I have white privilege. So what you guys need to realize is that they don't recognize you guys or treat you guys the same as they treat the people in Spanos. And they're going to continue to gun your children down, and they're going to continue to utilize them as cannon fodder to supply their system in their prison industry in Stockton, which is the second biggest industry we have next to agriculture, is locking your children up. Right here in the valley, locking your children up. That's what they do. And then if you go look at it, they're all related, they're all friends, they're all family. So they use our children to feed, well, your children, to feed their system. And like I said, until we do something like sign this petition, demand the Attorney General start trying the protesters instead of leaving it up to a district attorney's office whose moral compass is definitely out of whack. We're going to keep having these same stories, same protests in the streets, and eventually the people are going to catch on then, and our young first black mayor of Stockton is not on the side of the people. He's not on the side of right. He's not on the right side of history.
He used our name to be in the office because he said he was going out the police terrorists. If you look on his article, he had a raw article that he ran on. It's in the paper. You can go backdate it when he ran, and you'll see what made him got voted in.
We went to him before he was our mayor. We went to him as a council member, so he's aware of these problems. And yet we still have these same officers, we still have the same protocols, and they're working on it, and it's going to take some time, and things move slow. But when they want to give some money to one of their friends to develop something or pour some concrete, those things move real fast. But when it comes to, stopping someone of color getting killed by a police officer, well, things just tend to move a little slower because they don't seem to be quite as important as, their friends getting a contract to remodel a slum or something. So anyway, I hope you guys don't take lightly what I said and you go over there and sign that petition, because like I said, if not, it's going to be your children that are victimized.